Hey, welcome to American Reversion. I'm Steve Smith. How are you all tonight? Well, it sucks to be a lib lately, doesn't it? You believe what's going on? A word to all you non-lib Democrats, and I know there's some out there. You're still part of the Democrat Party, but you're conservative at heart. Why do you stay there? I'm just going to say that just once. Leave that party. Crying out loud, they're not what you're about. You don't have to become a Republican. I'm not a Republican. Just be an American. Just be an independent and start voting and giving power to at least to the people who aren't quite as bad as the ones that you're still following and apologizing for, right? Okay. Can you believe what's going on? Man, I mean, it's Uncle Joe. I won't say that he can't catch a break. I mean, this is all of his own doing. We're seeing chickens are coming home to roost, right? Where have we heard that from? They are coming home to roost. I have a question that I'm going to ask you all in a minute. It's kind of a serious question, although it's conspiratorial. But yeah, you look at the things that are going on just this week. Inflation is zooming. They were all happy that it didn't beat last month's. It's been running at 8.5%, right? They say that's BS. It's 20 to 25%, maybe a little bit more. But it went down to 8.3%. Man, they were happy. Remember when Uncle Joe got gas down a nickel? That was his mission accomplished moment, right? But people don't believe that stuff. And now this stuff with the Supreme Court, all of the protests, around the justices' homes, that's a federal crime. Right? It is a federal crime, of course, because we have criminals running this government. Nothing will be done because that's what criminals do, right? We have criminals running this country. Well, that's nothing new. Criminals have run this country for a long time. Some a little more criminal than others, and I think there was a few that weren't criminals. But, you don't have to dig too deep to find something a little bit criminality amongst almost all of them. That's a shame, isn't it? Isn't that a crying shame? It's the nature of people, I guess. You get people who want to be in charge of other people. You're always going to get marginal people who will, be criminals at heart. So now they've been out there protesting at these justices' houses. But guess what? They just found out that the American people don't like that, and it's costing them support of the American people. And so just when they thought they had something that they were going to be able to use to overshadow and get everybody's mind off the horrible economic climate, off the war, off the invasion coming across our southern border, off all the little lockdowns and the tyrannical positions they've taken over the last year and a half. They thought they were going to be able to get everybody's mind off of that with this stand up for Roe stuff, right? Well, guess what? It's backfiring on them naturally, because the American people. Here's the thing about the American people. The American people, they don't stand for much for a long time, but there are certain things that they just can't stand, and it finally reaches, I guess, the bedrock of some of them, to where they finally say, well, that's not right. I mean, they won't stand up and be counted, but they'll just go, well, that's not right. I don't like, that's kind of rude, If you can make the American people think that something is rude, you've got them. You can talk immoral all day long. Doesn't touch them. Doesn't touch the great masses of the American voter. But rude, rude. They're all on board with rude, right? Remember 45? Remember President Trump? Well, I I just don't like the way that he says things. It's kind of, his tweets are kind of rude. You know, I'd rather pay 3 times as much for my gas if I just didn't have if I could replace rudeness with immorality, that would be great. You know, they say that people get the government they deserve, but why do the rest of us have to suffer, right, along with them? And now, so they're taking that, and now it's come out, and I don't have the figures in front of me. I'm gonna talk about this on tomorrow's, but now they have found that the little garden gnome, the medical gnome, you know, that's been scaring us all about all these scary things for a while. Well, it turned out that he and a whole bunch of other scientists, you know those scientists, the ones that follow science, the ones that can't be swayed by anything, you know, like money or anything. They're the scientists. They're above reproach. I've known some scientists, and yeah, you know, you talk about political, right? Well, it turns out they've been being paid off. Thousands of doctors, scientists, have been paid off millions of dollars for years. To do what? Well, guess, right? To promote certain things, to promote certain ideas, to tell us, you'd better watch out for this, you'd better be very afraid of this one, and you'd better do this and this and this and this and this because we're scientists. We're scientists. Never mind, the hand off screen handed me a bundle of cash. You know, they're taking it so bad, it reminds me, I just read a story. A guy kills his girlfriend, goes out to bury her in the backyard, I don't know, somewhere, goes out to bury her and dies of a heart attack while he's digging the hole. You know, if that is not an example of what the Democrats are doing now, I mean, they're trying to kill the economy, and they're about to die of a heart attack while they're trying to dig the hole, I think. We'll see. Here's my question to you all. I have not kept up. I've been busy. I've been out of town, and I got back, and I had loads of work to do, and I've been writing. The most recent book is just pouring out, and I got to jump on it when it is. That's kind of how I write. I can't sit down and every day like, I'm going to write 1,000 words today. Some writers do that. Do you know that? Not me. It's got to hit me. The muse has to hit me. And some days it just ain't there. And other days, whoa, I can't stop it. You know, I just all right there. And I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even know what's going to happen next. But there it is. And thank you for tens of thousands of people across the world that seem to enjoy my books. By the way, thank you all. I didn't mean to talk about this, but thank you all for all the emails that I get, everything that I get from all over the world, how much you enjoy my books. Thanks. By the way, yes, autographed copies are available again. I won't take your time tonight. I'll talk about it tomorrow. But so I have kind of been out of the loop on some things. I've got things on a list to talk about tomorrow, but something just occurred to me today because it just now came onto my scope. And that is this baby formula shortage. I'm sure you all know all about it. I asked Kelly, I said, do you know about this baby formula shortage? Oh yeah, she says that. Well, apparently, way back in February, some plant, was it Michigan, Minnesota, so one of those cold places. Some plant up there, they had a problem with some baby formula, and a few babies died, and that is sad. And so they shut that down. Now, that seems a little odd to me. First off, it seems like, is it still shut down? Why is it still shut down? That's been a while, right? That's been 3 months. You don't think you can fix the problem in 3 months? You can't find out, hey, what was it in there? Did somebody kick some rat poison into a vat, or what was it? You know, I mean, after all, we got these scientists running all over the place. Seemed like they could figure it out. But then you're telling me that there's not enough other baby formula manufacturers to make up for that? I would think, you know, business being business. I used to be in business. I used to have a gym. When a gym would close down, in my city, I'd go, well, okay, here I go. I'm going after all those people that don't have a gym anymore, and my business would boom. I can't imagine that baby formula is much different than any other kind of business. Anyway, my question is this. I don't know that if this falls into all that stuff about the food plants and everything like that. I mean, certainly you could make the case for that, I assume. But if you wanted to make sure that newborn babies had certain things transferred into them that had already been transferred into them, apparently. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know exactly how all this works, but I mean, I know all about crack babies being born, right? That's because mom was on crack. And so it goes through their system, right? Well, so many mothers, so many moms in the last year have taken certain things into their bodies that could be passed on, it seems to me, to their kids, right? Right. Now, if you want to keep that going, as they apparently want to keep that going with the moms and the dads and everybody else, what better way than to have a shortage of baby formula, thereby necessitating more and more mothers, new mothers, to breastfeed and therefore pass stuff on to their little newbies? I don't know. That just occurred to me. This world has gotten so insane that the latest insanity barely causes a blip anymore, right? I mean, every time you think, that can't happen, it already happened, right? Do you remember the things we used to joke about 5-10 years ago about, someday they'll be, and they are. I mean, it's here. It's here. This country's going in the toilet. The world's going in the toilet. I got more stuff about that with WHO tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But this just occurred to me. I have said I have never, conspiracies are fun, right? I mean, I used to stay awake at night like everybody else listening. Well, when I worked midnights, listening to Art Bell and then whatever that guy's name does Coast to Coast now. I'm not so much a fan of his. I haven't listened to that stuff for years. But I mean, that stuff's fun to listen to, right? And I haven't looked into most of the real crazy, the ones that I consider to be real crazy. But pretty much every conspiracy that I ever investigated with my police investigator mind and a police investigator pattern, which means looking at the evidence, almost like a scientist is supposed to, I came to pretty much believe almost every conspiracy theory that I looked into. Back in one of my old units, I used to specialize in conspiracy cases. A conspiracy, you put together a conspiracy case. It's when, more than one person is coming together to make something happen. And when I would approach it from that standpoint, pretty much everyone I looked into. Now, I never looked at Bigfoot. I don't know. And I don't know about the world being flat. And I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I don't think it is. Or, the civilizations living at the core of the earth and things like that. I don't believe that. Who knows? If I investigated it like a scientist, maybe I'd change my mind. But this, tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think. And if you have some other things that are on your mind that you think you'd like the other people here to, hear, what do you think about this? Now, don't get too crazy, and keep it, kind of in the lane of sanity so that we don't, because I tell you what, if I can't understand it, I'm going to take it off. So, I mean, please keep it within the lane of my understanding, so at least I can look at your comment and go, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, Okay, but what do you think? let me know what you think about that and anything else you think may be working against us on the side of evil. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go ahead and have some barbecue. Yes, I know you all enjoyed my swallowing. I've always had, my mother used to tell me, and my wife tells me now, man, you sure swallow loud. My dad swallowed loud. I don't know. Maybe we have thin necks or something. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. Remember, America needs a reversion or something. Needs an enema, really, what it needs. And I need you to be a part of it, the reversion. I wouldn't expect you to be a part of it, but need you to be a part of it. So you all have a good night. Leave the comments down there. And if you'd like to support us, by the way, I didn't mention this, if you'd like to support us, and I appreciate it, come join us as a member over on Patreon. It only costs $1 a month. I always put the link down there. I put everything over there that I put here, plus some other little goodies for you, for the extra for the members. So thank you very much for everybody who supports us, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.